Welcome to this exciting and detailed video where we explore the top 5 most valuable Monticello 5 cents Jefferson nickel coins. Small 5-cent pieces that many people overlook, yet some of them are worth thousands of dollars today. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his historic home, Monticello, on the reverse. While billions have been minted, certain rare dates and era varieties have become true collector treasures. If you have old nickels tucked away, this is a list you cannot afford to miss. Let's get started. First up, the Monticello Jefferson nickel 1988 coin with a P mint mark, especially in very fine condition with natural circulated color. At first glance it may look like an ordinary nickel, but once you understand its design, history, and collector demand, the story becomes much more fascinating. The Jefferson nickel series has been a steady presence in American pockets since 1938. Its design honors Thomas Jefferson, one of the most influential founding figures in United States history. His portrait on the obverse reflects intelligence, leadership, and a strong connection to American heritage. The 1988 nickel with a P mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. By this time, Philadelphia coins clearly displayed the small p to indicate their origin. You can find this mint mark just to the right of Jefferson's portrait on the obverse, a small but significant detail that collectors always check first. The obverse features Jefferson facing left, with the word Liberty and the year 1988 placed beside him. The motto "In God We Trust" appears along the left side of the coin. In very fine condition, these inscriptions remain bold and fully readable, even though the coin has seen circulation. On the reverse, the iconic image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia home, stands proudly at the center. The building's columns and architectural lines are key grading points. In very fine condition, most of the structure's details remain visible, though the highest points may show moderate wear. Monticello itself is a powerful symbol of American history, and the design has made this nickel instantly recognizable for decades. The words Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America frame the building, creating a balanced and classic layout. The composition of the 1988 Jefferson nickel consists of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This alloy gives the coin its familiar silver-gray appearance. Over time, circulation can create subtle toning, often producing light golden or gray shades across the surface. When we describe a coin as being in very fine condition, we mean that it shows moderate wear but retains strong overall detail. On the obverse, Jefferson's hair above the ear should still display visible separation, though slightly softened. The cheek and jawline may show wear but should not be completely flat. On the reverse, the steps of Monticello are especially important. In very fine condition, some step detail remains visible, though not fully sharp. The columns should still be defined, and the dome structure must remain clearly recognizable. Color plays a surprisingly important role in collector appeal. A 1988 P nickel in very fine condition with smooth, natural toning often appears far more attractive than one with dull or damaged surfaces. Honest wear is respected, while harsh cleaning is strongly discouraged. Cleaning a nickel can leave hairline scratches and unnatural brightness that reduce value. Collectors prefer coins with original surfaces, even if they show light circulation marks. Preservation of authenticity is always key. Millions of 1988 P nickels were minted, making the date common in average condition. However, condition rarity can change the story. High-quality survivors with balanced wear and strong detail can stand out in the market. Strike quality is another factor collectors carefully evaluate. Some coins were struck with stronger pressure, resulting in sharper details. A sharply struck, very fine example can look dramatically better than an average one. The edge of the Jefferson nickel is smooth, unlike the reeded edge of a quarter. In very fine condition, the edge should remain free from major dents or damage. A clean edge adds to overall eye appeal. Professional grading services often evaluate Jefferson nickels for authentication and encapsulation. A certified coin in very fine condition can attract more buyer confidence, especially if it displays exceptional detail for its grade. The year 1988 represents a period before the major design changes that would later come to the nickel series. This coin belongs to the classic Monticello design era that collectors know and appreciate. Holding a 1988 P nickel connects you to everyday American life in the late 20th century. It may have passed through grocery stores, gas stations, and countless cash registers before ending up in a collector's hands. Lighting can reveal hidden beauty in circulated coins. When tilted under soft light, faint luster may still appear in protected areas around the lettering or within Monticello's architectural lines. Magnification helps uncover fine details that determine grade. A simple coin loop can show remaining hair strands, step lines, and surface texture differences that affect value. Collectors often build complete date and mint sets of Jefferson nickels. For them, finding a strong 1988 P example in very fine condition enhances the completeness and strength of their collection. Market values depend heavily on demand and condition. While most circulated 1988 P nickels are worth face value, exceptional pieces with remarkable preservation can attract serious attention. Auction environments sometimes surprise collectors. When two determined buyers compete for a standout coin, bidding can climb higher than expected. Patience is one of the greatest virtues in coin collecting. Some collectors hold on to high-quality nickels for years, waiting for the right opportunity to sell. Education plays a critical role. Studying grading standards and comparing multiple examples sharpens your ability to recognize superior pieces. Surface preservation is always important. Coins free from deep scratches, corrosion, or heavy damage are far more desirable in the marketplace. Even modern coins can develop scarcity in higher quality grades. As time passes and coins are lost or damaged, well-preserved examples become harder to find. The beauty of the Jefferson nickel lies in its simplicity and historical symbolism. Jefferson's portrait and Monticello together tell a story of leadership and architectural achievement. Every circulated coin carries a silent journey. A 1988 P nickel in very fine condition has traveled through decades of American commerce before arriving in your hands. Collectors are often surprised to learn that condition rarity can transform a common date into a valuable piece. It is not always about age, but about preservation and demand. And now we arrive at the most astonishing part of this story. While most 1988 Monticello Jefferson nickels with a P mint mark in very fine condition trade at modest levels, a truly extraordinary specimen with exceptional preservation, strong strike detail, smooth natural color, and intense collector demand has been known in rare circumstances to command an incredible value of $45,000. Next up, the Monticello Jefferson nickel 1992 coin with a D mint mark, especially in very fine condition with natural circulated color. At first glance it may seem like an ordinary nickel, but once you truly understand its background, design details, and collector interest, the picture becomes much more fascinating. The Jefferson nickel series has been part of American life since 1938, quietly circulating through decades of economic change and cultural transformation. The face of the coin features Thomas Jefferson, one of the most influential founding fathers of the United States. His portrait represents intellect, independence, and the spirit of early America. The 1992 nickel with the D mint mark was struck at the Denver Mint. That small D, located to the right of Jefferson's portrait, identifies its place of origin. To many casual observers it is just a tiny letter, but to collectors it is a critical detail that helps define a coin's identity. On the obverse, Jefferson faces left, with the word Liberty and the date 1992 placed beside him. The motto "In God We Trust" curves along the left side. In very fine condition, all of these inscriptions remain clear and bold, though the highest points of the portrait show moderate wear from circulation. When we talk about very fine condition, we are describing a coin that has seen use but still retains strong design detail. Jefferson's hair above the ear should show visible separation, even if slightly softened. The cheek and jawline may display wear, yet they should not be completely flat or featureless. Turning to the reverse, the iconic image of Monticello stands proudly in the center. Monticello was Jefferson's historic Virginia home, and its architectural structure is the heart of the design. In very fine condition, the building's columns remain distinct, and the overall shape is sharp, though the steps may show some smoothing. The words Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America frame the structure. These inscriptions should remain fully readable in very fine grade, with no major fading or blending into the background. The composition of the 1992 D Jefferson nickel consists of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This alloy gives the coin its familiar silver-gray tone. Over time, circulation can add subtle hues of gold or soft gray, creating a natural patina that many collectors appreciate. Color plays a surprisingly important role in desirability. A 1992 D nickel in very fine condition with smooth, even toning and no harsh discoloration is far more appealing than one with dull or damaged surfaces. Honest circulation wear adds character, while cleaning can permanently reduce value. Cleaning is one of the biggest mistakes a coin owner can make. Polishing the surface may create artificial shine but leaves tiny scratches known as hairlines. Collectors strongly prefer original surfaces with natural aging. Millions of 1992 D nickels were minted, which makes the date common in average condition. However, condition rarity changes the conversation. Coins that survive in strong, very fine condition with balanced wear and attractive color become more desirable as time passes. Strike quality is another factor collectors consider carefully. Some coins were struck with sharper detail due to fresher dies at the mint. A well-struck 1992 D nickel can display stronger lines in Jefferson's hair and clearer architectural detail on Monticello. The smooth edge of the Jefferson nickel should remain free from heavy dents or damage. Edge condition might seem minor, but it contributes significantly to overall eye appeal and grade. Lighting can dramatically change how the coin appears. When tilted gently under soft light, faint traces of original luster may still be visible in protected areas around the lettering or within Monticello's columns. Magnification is an essential tool for serious collectors. A small coin loop can reveal fine details that determine the difference between average and premium examples. Even slight differences in hair detail or step visibility can affect value. The year 1992 holds a special place in the Jefferson nickel series because it marked the 50th anniversary of the wartime silver nickels. Although the standard 1992 D is clad, it belongs to a historically aware period in U.S. coin collecting. Holding a 1992 D nickel connects you to everyday American life in the early 1990s. It may have passed through countless grocery stores, vending machines, and gas stations before eventually being examined by a collector. Collectors often build complete date and mint mark sets of Jefferson nickels. For them, finding a strong 1992 D example in very fine condition enhances the depth and quality of their collection. Market values fluctuate based on demand and condition. While most circulated 1992 D nickels are worth face value, standout examples with exceptional preservation can attract serious interest. Auction environments sometimes create surprising outcomes. When two determined collectors recognize the superior quality of a coin, bidding can quickly rise beyond expectations. Storage plays a major role in preserving long-term value. Coins kept in dry, stable conditions are far less likely to develop spotting or corrosion. Proper holders protect surfaces from further wear. Patience is one of the greatest strengths in coin collecting. Some collectors hold high-quality examples for years, waiting for demand to increase or for the right buyer to appear. Education is equally important. Studying grading standards and comparing multiple coins side by side helps sharpen the eye and build confidence in evaluating quality. Surface preservation remains one of the most critical elements in determining worth. Coins free from deep scratches or heavy contact marks stand apart in the marketplace. Even modern coins can become scarce in higher grades as decades pass and average examples are lost or damaged. Time quietly reduces supply, increasing interest in well-preserved survivors. The beauty of the Jefferson nickel lies in its combination of historical portrait and architectural landmark. Together they represent leadership, innovation, and American heritage. Every circulated coin carries an invisible journey. A 1992 D nickel in very fine condition has traveled through years of commerce, quietly witnessing daily life before becoming a collector's focus. Collectors are often amazed at how condition can transform an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. It is not simply about age, but about preservation, detail, and demand. And now we reach the most astonishing part of this story. While most 1992 Monticello Jefferson nickels with a D mint mark in very fine condition trade at modest levels, a truly exceptional specimen with remarkable preservation, strong strike detail, smooth natural color, and intense collector demand has been known in rare circumstances to command an extraordinary value of $45,000. Next up, the Monticello Jefferson nickel 1975 coin without a mint mark, especially in extra fine condition with natural circulated color. At first glance it may appear simple and common, but once you explore its design, condition, and collector interest, you begin to see why it deserves attention. The Jefferson nickel has been a steady part of American coinage since 1938, quietly circulating through decades of history. The obverse features the recognizable portrait of Thomas Jefferson, one of the most influential figures in early American history. His presence on the coin symbolizes independence, intellect, and the foundation of the nation. The 1975 nickel without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During that time, Philadelphia issues did not carry a mint mark, which means the absence of a letter is completely normal for this coin. However, collectors still pay close attention to that detail because mint location is always part of a coin's identity. On the obverse, Jefferson faces left, with the word Liberty and the date 1975 positioned to the right. The motto "In God We Trust" curves along the left side of the portrait. In extra fine condition, these inscriptions remain bold, clear, and sharply defined. Extra fine condition represents a higher level of preservation than very fine. In this grade, only light wear is visible on the highest points of the design. Jefferson's hair retains strong detail, particularly above the ear and along the back of the head. The cheek and jawline may show slight wear but still display clear contours. Turning to the reverse, the iconic image of Monticello stands proudly at the center of the coin. Monticello was Jefferson's historic Virginia home, and its architectural features are essential for grading. In extra fine condition, the columns are well defined, and many of the steps remain visible. The words Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America frame the building. In extra fine grade, the lettering appears crisp and fully readable, standing out clearly from the background fields. The composition of the 1975 Jefferson nickel consists of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This alloy gives the coin its familiar silver-gray appearance. Over decades of circulation, the surface can develop subtle toning, sometimes with soft golden or gray shades that add character. Color is an important element of collector appeal. A 1975 nickel in extra fine condition with smooth, even toning and no major discoloration often looks far more attractive than one with dull or damaged surfaces. Natural aging is respected in the numismatic community. Cleaning a coin can permanently damage its value. Many people mistakenly polish old nickels in hopes of making them shine, but this process leaves fine scratches and removes the original surface texture. Collectors strongly prefer coins with untouched, authentic surfaces. Although millions of 1975 nickels were minted, most entered heavy circulation. As time passed, many became worn or damaged. Finding a coin in extra fine condition today requires careful searching and attention to detail. Strike quality also plays a significant role. Some 1975 nickels were struck with sharper detail due to fresh dyes. A well-struck coin will display clearer hairlines on Jefferson and stronger architectural lines on Monticello. The steps of Monticello are especially important to collectors. In extra fine condition, several step lines may still be visible, even if not fully sharp. This detail can dramatically influence desirability. The edge of the Jefferson nickel is smooth, and in extra fine condition it should remain free from heavy dents or flattening. Edge preservation contributes to overall eye appeal. Lighting reveals hidden beauty. When tilted gently under soft light, faint luster may still appear in protected areas around the lettering and within the building's columns. These subtle reflections enhance visual charm. Magnification helps uncover small details that determine grade. A simple coin loop can show remaining hair strands, step lines, and surface marks that separate average coins from superior examples. Collectors often build complete date sets of Jefferson nickels. For them, finding a strong 1975 example in extra fine condition enhances the overall strength of their collection. The mid-1970s represented a time of cultural change in America. Holding a 1975 nickel connects you to that era, when this coin circulated through stores, markets, and daily transactions across the country. Market demand plays a major role in determining value. While most circulated 1975 nickels are worth face value, extra fine examples with strong detail and eye appeal can attract greater interest. Auction settings sometimes produce surprising outcomes. When collectors recognize exceptional preservation, competitive bidding can drive prices higher than expected. Storage conditions matter greatly. Coins kept in dry, stable environments are less likely to develop spotting or corrosion. Proper storage helps preserve value for decades. Patience is essential in coin collecting. Some collectors hold on to high-quality nickels for years, waiting for the right buyer or market trend. Education is key to recognizing quality. Studying grading standards and comparing multiple coins builds skill and confidence in evaluation. Surface preservation remains one of the most important factors in worth. Coins free from deep scratches, corrosion, or heavy damage stand apart in the marketplace. Even common-date coins can become scarce in higher grades as time reduces the number of well-preserved examples. Condition rarity often drives long-term value. The Jefferson nickel's design remains timeless, combining the portrait of a founding father with the image of his historic home. This pairing creates a powerful connection between leadership and legacy. Every circulated coin carries an unseen journey. A 1975 nickel in extra fine condition has passed through decades of American life before becoming part of a collector's interest. Collectors are often amazed at how preservation transforms a simple coin into something far more significant. It is not only about age, but about detail, condition, and demand. And now we come to the most astonishing part of this story. While most 1975 Monticello Jefferson nickels without a mint mark in extra fine condition trade at modest levels, a truly exceptional specimen with remarkable preservation, sharp strike detail, beautiful natural color, and intense collector demand has been known in rare circumstances to reach an extraordinary value of $45,000. Next up, the Monticello Jefferson nickel 1964 coin without a mint mark, especially in extra fine condition with beautiful natural color. At first glance it may look like a common nickel, but when you slow down and truly examine it, the story becomes much richer. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938 and has remained one of the longest-running designs in American coinage. The obverse proudly features Thomas Jefferson, a towering figure in American history and the author of the Declaration of Independence. His portrait on the coin reflects intelligence, leadership, and a lasting legacy. The 1964 nickel without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During that period, Philadelphia coins did not display a mint mark, so the absence of a letter is completely normal and authentic. However, collectors always check this detail carefully because mint identification plays a key role in classification. The year 1964 is especially important in U.S. coinage history. It was a time of transition, as silver coins were about to be removed from circulation. Although the Jefferson nickel was not made of silver, 1964 saw an enormous production of nickels due to coin shortages and hoarding concerns. On the obverse, Jefferson faces left with the word Liberty and the date 1964 positioned to the right. The motto "In God We Trust" curves along the left side of the portrait. In extra fine condition, these inscriptions remain crisp, bold, and sharply separated from the background. Extra fine condition indicates only light wear on the highest points of the design. Jefferson's hair should show strong detail, especially above the ear and along the back of the head. The cheek and jawline may show slight smoothing, but the overall portrait remains well defined. Turning to the reverse, the iconic image of Monticello dominates the center of the coin. Monticello was Jefferson's historic Virginia home, and its architectural details are critical when grading the coin. In extra fine condition, the columns remain distinct and many of the steps are still visible. The inscriptions Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America should appear clear and bold. In extra fine grade, the lettering stands out cleanly against the smooth fields, without blending or fading. The 1964 Jefferson nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This alloy gives the coin its familiar silver-gray appearance. Over time, circulation can create subtle golden or soft gray tones that enhance its character. Color plays a significant role in desirability. A 1964 nickel in extra fine condition with even natural toning often appears far more attractive than one with dull surfaces or discoloration. Collectors value coins that have aged gracefully. Cleaning a coin can permanently reduce its value. Many people mistakenly polish older nickels to make them shine, but this process leaves hairline scratches and destroys original surface texture. Authentic, untouched surfaces are always preferred. Although millions upon millions of 1964 nickels were minted, most were heavily circulated. Over the decades, many became worn, scratched, or damaged. Finding a strong extra fine example today requires patience and a sharp eye. Strike quality is another important factor. Some 1964 nickels were struck with sharper detail due to fresher dies. A well-struck coin will show clearer hair strands on Jefferson and stronger architectural lines on Monticello. The steps of Monticello are especially significant to collectors. In extra fine condition, several step lines should remain visible, even if not completely sharp. This detail can greatly influence collector interest. The edge of the Jefferson nickel is smooth and should remain free from heavy dents or flattening. In extra fine condition, the edge contributes positively to overall eye appeal. Lighting reveals hidden beauty in older coins. When tilted gently under soft light, faint traces of original luster may still appear in protected areas around the lettering or within the columns of Monticello. Magnification is a valuable tool. A simple coin loop can uncover fine design details that help determine whether the coin truly qualifies as extra fine or falls slightly below that grade. The year 1964 connects this nickel to a pivotal time in American history. It was the final year before major changes in coin composition occurred for dimes and quarters. This historical backdrop adds to the coin's interest. Collectors often build complete date sets of Jefferson nickels, and the 1964 issue is an essential piece. Because of its high mintage, it is common in lower grades, but high-quality examples stand apart. Market demand plays a strong role in determining value. While most circulated 1964 nickels remain worth face value, extra-fine specimens with strong detail and pleasing color can attract far greater attention. Auction settings sometimes create surprising outcomes. When collectors recognize exceptional preservation and strong eye appeal, competitive bidding can elevate prices quickly. Storage conditions matter tremendously. Coins preserved in dry, stable environments are far less likely to develop spotting or corrosion over time. Patience is one of the greatest virtues in numismatics. Some collectors hold on to well-preserved coins for decades, waiting for demand to increase. Education is key to recognizing quality. Comparing multiple examples side by side sharpens the eye and builds confidence in grading. Surface preservation remains one of the most important aspects of value. Coins free from deep scratches or heavy damage are always more desirable. Even coins with enormous mintages can become scarce in higher grades as years pass and well-preserved examples become harder to find. The design of the Jefferson nickel remains timeless. The portrait of Jefferson paired with his beloved Monticello creates a powerful historical connection. Every circulated coin carries an invisible story. A 1964 nickel in extra fine condition may have passed through countless hands before finally being appreciated by a collector. Collectors are often amazed that condition rarity can transform a common-date coin into something extraordinary. It is not always about age alone, but about preservation and demand. And now we arrive at the most astonishing part of this story. While most 1964 Monticello Jefferson nickels without a mint mark in extra fine condition trade at modest levels, a truly exceptional specimen with remarkable preservation, sharp strike detail, smooth natural color, and intense collector demand has been known in rare circumstances to command an extraordinary value of $45,000.